This video explains how to get the ASU Research Computing ID account so that you can access the ASU supercomputing clusters such as the Seoul cluster, and how to access using the SSH client in your Mac OS X, and set up a couple of things. So the very first thing you need to do is to search for this ASU Research Computing in your favorite search engine. So then usually the first thing that shows up is the research computing and RC, short for research computing, and click this. If it's your first time to apply for an account, then usually you need to go scroll down and choose the get started. Again, if it's your very first time, just choose this creating an account, the link, so then which will bring you to this sign in the page. So you need to provide your ASU RC user ID. That's mine, so do not use this one, and provide your ASU RC password and click sign in. Usually this two-factor authentication follows. In this case, I don't need, but sometimes it shows up. And this is the create account form. And user information, the name and email address are already populated because I used my ASU RC ID. Some minimal information is shown right here. Then and as well as some phone number. You probably won't have phone number, so you need to choose the classification first. So if it's a graduate student or undergraduate student, you just need to choose this one. I'll just choose graduate, even though I'm not anymore. Affiliate faculty, so you just need to provide the name of the faculty member. That in this case, it's gonna be me. And faculty mail, so type my email address. So usually your department or school is SMT. So then account information, the login information, that this is mine, but your ASU RC ID will be showing up in your case. And password is always the same as your ASU RC ID, which is convenient because you don't have to separate. You don't have to have a separate password. For supercomputer, we don't have Agave cluster, so you need to choose Seoul cluster. Research area, you need to let's enter computational fluid dynamics. And comments, you can leave it as blank, and use this term and so on. And you need to agree, otherwise the submit button won't show up. I won't push the submit because I already have an account and I'm not a graduate student. So then you need to press submit, and the request will be made to the research computing team, and they will approve it, and I'll be notified. So then this is how you apply for an account. Make sure to do it as the first thing you need to do if you decided to start work with me. And I will be closing this one because then let's go back to the research computing one more time. So ASU has actually many core research facilities, and research computing is one of them. And computing and data service, maybe this one. Oh yeah, yeah. So after you get the account, after your account is approved, the next thing is to go back to get started one more time, because you want to access its documentation page to instruct yourself. So the research computing prepared this comprehensive user documentation. So you need to follow this user documentation menu. So there are a bunch of the important things that you need to know. So once you have an account, then you need to run your simulations. But to do this, you actually need to set up your user account. So these workshops held in person or by Zoom, they're very useful And at the same time, you can click this, probably not this one. This is comprehensive user documentation, but before you do this, you need to follow these individual items. And so if I click this documentation, this is quite comprehensive documentation, and it's about the Agave cluster, which is probably retiring pretty soon. So on the left-hand side menu, you need to choose the Sol cluster. So because this is going to be what you'll be using. The name of the computer is Sol. I think this stands for Sun, which is a pretty good name for computer in Arizona. So then my suggestion is that it's actually quite challenging to go over every the resources here because it's quite comprehensive. So therefore, it's better to check the new user the information here, new user guide to the Sol compute cluster resources. It's still a lot, but you actually need to go over at least once because some of the terms are not quite the intuitive to understand. So, but my suggestion is to go over these. And if you don't understand some of the terms, please post a question on my Slack workspace, then so that you can get the reply. At the same time, the research computing, they run this Slack page. So if I press the contents, okay, maybe I didn't. Okay, what about this one? Yes. Okay, so I think that this is the gate page of this Confluence. I remember there was a, or you can just okay, there's a Slack support channel. Okay, you can click this one and you join the Slack the support channel, and if you click this, it's gonna be redirecting you to the Slack. So my suggestion is to install Slack. Or you can use a Slack in the using your phone, and I think where's that? Oh yeah, the name of the channel is RC support, research computing support. If the question is about the computer research computing cluster itself, you can post a question like these guys. So in my case, I didn't join this channel for some reason. So I'll be joining this one. So as you can see, there are people who are asking questions. So how to run the MATLAB, and but do not post some code specific questions because the research computing steps, they don't have a clear idea about the individual compute CFD codes. Okay, but if the questions about the cluster itself, maybe Linux in general and so on, then you can always post a question here. So let me go back to the so this documentation is comprehensive. So my suggestion, or you can email to this email address, rtshelp, or you can create a service ticket. Okay, but probably using the Slack is the fastest way to get the answer. Still, the Sol supercomputer menu is probably the most useful, and because and also this new user guide is always helpful, and because you always want to quick start, go over this menu, then you need to get used to all these terms. So let me stop right here. Then I'll see you in the second video.